Hey kids, yeah, it's me again. Get this done here. Little sippage here. I love that sound. Mountain Dew, done by Pepsi. Come talk to me, guys. Oh, by the way, I've got to show you the yes, Mountain Dew, done by Pepsi. I'm feeling a lot better today. Got some sleep. Finally, it was great. Hold on. Put that there. Mike, told you I'll bring you one deja vu. I'm a huge Denzel Washington fan. He kills it in this movie. This is an amazing movie. I loved it. Wow. Older movie came out several years ago, but I recommend it big time. Last night, the third Democratic debate. What can I say? Well, I can say it was a shit show. I'll tell you that. Elizabeth Warren. Oh my God. We're going to get into her in a minute, okay? Oh, Lord. Jeez. What did we have last night other than a pro-Trump infomercial? We had Joe Biden showing that he has senility. Still. Made a comment that he was still vice president. I couldn't help but pee a little as I laughed. It was hilarious. We have Elizabeth Warren not explaining how to pay for expensive plans. This is a woman. I told you we're going to get into this bitch. I told you we're going to get into her. She made a comment at one point that it's best not to use military on terrorists. All they need are jobs. These politicians have been career politicians. They've been politicians for decades. What do they know about jobs? What do they know about what anybody needs? They've lived off of you and me for decades. What do you think political contributions are? If these people were actually real human beings, they'd have a clue. I don't see any of them last night who had a clue. None. I see a lot on the right that don't have a clue either. I'm a personal believer that we should have term limits. 2 terms, gone. Out. Goodbye. You're fired. Jesus. See what else we have. Oh, wow. This guy is so entertaining. Just watching him, it demands a 3-ring circus. Bernie Sanders doing his usual pissed off arm waving while shouting communist rhetoric. My impersonation of Bernie Sanders. Hold on. Gotta make my hair look like I combed it with a balloon. Hold on. Free, 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 socialist Russia, free, free. Yeah, that's my Bernie Sanders impression. That's pretty much everything he says. Oh my God! I've had Bernie Sanders fan. People who like Bernie Sanders, usually the fringe elements, out there telling me how they're all feeling the burn. What the fuck does that mean? What? Jesus Christ! Running around talking about. One of you even told me, well, capitalism doesn't work. Maybe we need to try socialism. You know what? I'm telling you something, people out there, Bernie Sanders fanatics. I'm going to say one time only. You bitch and you complain about how Trump and Russia collusion when there was none. Let's take a look at Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders and communist Russia collusion. Back in the 80s, he made a trip to Soviet Russia. USSR, United Soviet Socialist Republic. Okay. He went there while they were behind the Iron Curtain, took a trip with his wife. I think it was some kind of honeymoon or something like that. And praised communist Russia. Praised them. Still praises them. So I don't want to hear another piece of bullshit about Russian collusion and Donald Trump. You understand? We're talking Bernie Sanders and communist Russian collusion. The man has no clue. Never worked a day in his life, but wants to tell you how to live. Wants to tell you how you need this, you need that, you need the other. Oh my God, his healthcare bill sucks. God. Read it sometime. God. This shit is still bugging me. Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. Bernie Sanders is an idiot in 2016. He's an idiot in 2019. Jesus. Yang. Who the fuck is this guy? Yang. Made an opening statement. I was flabbergasted. My jaw hit the floor. I actually had somebody come and trip over my face because my jaw was hitting the floor so much. Made this comment, his opening comment, wanted to give 10 people $12,000, 10 Americans $12,000. I guess he's trying to buy those 10 votes because he's not going to get any votes the other way. This, oh, God. Butt gig, butt gas, butt juice, whatever his name is. And his smart-ass remarks, are pretty much of interest. Amy Klobuchar, Clubfoot, Club Soda, whatever her name is, slab Sanders saying, you might have written the bill, but I read it, talking about his health care bill. His health care bill is going to cause Americans, all of us, to lose our private health insurance. I'm not, no, I pay enough for health insurance. I don't need socialized health insurance where I'm paying more. Obamacare for the Bronze Plan, and it's not even recognized by most hospitals. The Bronze Plan was recognized only by these little walk-in clinics, if you were lucky. Just as Bronze Plan for me was going to cost $800 a month. Okay, and this is supposed to save me money. $800 a month versus $110 a month I'm paying for the health insurance I have right now, where I can actually go to a real hospital and emergency room if I have to. No. Screw your socialized medicine, people. The Medicare for All that Sanders is proposing, it doesn't trust people to make their own medical decisions. And I'm going to explain a little something here. Okay, let me get this out of the way before I hurt somebody with it. Hold on, I'm going to have to get a drink here because, well, I'm about to go on a rant. I have some pretty severe health issues. I'm a cardiac patient. I have chronic heart failure, among other things. I'm also type B diabetic, and I have Zollinger-Ellison syndrome, which means that I'm pretty bad off. I'm a poster boy for medical problems. This Medicare for All would have killed me, and would kill a lot of us, because we would not be able to make a decision on what we want done, on how we want to handle something. It's all flow chart. It's all, if this, then this, then this. If this, then do this over here. If that doesn't work, then you go back to over here. And it's all. Let's see what works, what doesn't work. When I was first diagnosed with this, I was asked how I wanted to deal with this. That I had several different options. And but I was, my cardiologist. Let me turn this there. Got to get my golden voice in just right. I could have handled it several different ways, and I got to choose with the doctor's counseling of how to deal with this. I think I did pretty good, considering. I'm disabled now. I'm not. I'm fighting for my disability, which I have been for oh my gosh, almost 4 years. It takes about that long to get it, honestly. I have a hearing this December. My attorney is very, very confident about this. But with this Medicare for All, it's all cut and dry. You have no decision on how you want to do anything. You see, one of the decisions they gave me was to handle it a very painful and very nasty way, or I could handle it the way I'm doing it now. The other way would have been a lot more chance for success for me at least another 20 years. This one, it's not guaranteed 20 years, but it's a lot easier on your system. There's no real risks. So I had those choices. With the Zollinger-Ellison syndrome, I could have gone through a lot of the medication. I could have went through through a procedure which will get rid of all bacteria in my body, which takes 6 months, and you don't want to do that. That is just horrible for you. You're disabled for 6 months, pretty much bedridden, nauseous, in pain. It's very nasty. I could have handled it another way with just diet. I got to choose which way I wanted to do it. I'm handling with diet and mild medication, and I'm handling pretty well, all things considered. I still have flare-ups, but they're not as bad as they were, and they don't come as often as they were. I think since April, I've had one flare-up and everything due to the diet I'm on and the medication I have to take. I only take one medication, Azomaprol. Um, it doesn't react with my heart medication. I choose how I wanted to handle this. This Medicare for all, they will shove you into every bad situation. Anything that is just get it done, get you out of the way, get the next person in here. You'd be on an assembly line. They won't be doing it the way you want to. Excuse me, I have to get comfortable here. But it's not a very comfortable chair. I'll have to get another one. Uh, like I said, this Medicare for all, you're basically just on an assembly line. Let's do the most convenient for the doctor treatment, that the doctor finds convenient for himself, the cheapest treatment, the least expensive, the one where the government would be spending the least amount of money, and get you out of here, get you going, to hell with the circumstances, to hell with how your body deals with it. So Bernie Sanders does not, he doesn't understand the human concept, of anything. All he knows is what communist Russia did, and that's what's best for America. So don't tell me anything about Trump collusion with Russia. Let's look at Bernie Sanders, his collusion with communist Russia. Okay? See, what else have we got? Oh boy, we had Castro taking every opportunity he could to point out Biden's senility, claiming that, that Biden's flip-flopping as he's about everything, which I believe he is. Then you have Castro O'Rourke and Kamala Camel Toe Harris saying Trump is responsible for the shooting in El Paso, even though the shooter, and we did a video on this, the shooter was a massive Sanders and Warren supporter and a socialist, in complete snapcase, and claimed Trump had no bearing on a shooting. He was going to do it anyway. So it's a nice way to deflect people. Nice way for you Democrats out there to deflect, what really went on. I have a theory about the shooting, and it's very simple. It's a very simple theory, and I don't believe he shot up the Walmart due to political or beliefs, or that he was a Sanders and Warren supporter. I believe he shot up the Walmart. It's very simple, and I can empathize with him on this. I believe he shot up the Walmart because he didn't like Walmart. And this is the reason I don't like politicians. Because something like this happens, they're going to politicize it and use it against another politician that they're trying to beat. Think, people. Think about it. Don't buy into their bullshit. I sure as hell don't. I question everything. Oh, golly. Talking about the healthcare thing, I want to talk about a little something here. It's not exactly off subject. It's kind of related. My wife works, she's a higher up in a major financial institution here in America. She works for their home office here in Atlanta. And they handle group insurance. Well, there's been a little problem for the past little while. New York, California, now Washington is starting this, where they have put such a strain on insurance being sold in those places. New York, very socialist. California, socialist as hell. Washington, going very socialist. You can always tell a socialist state by the amount of homeless people. And those three states got a lot of homeless people. Here's what's going on. An insurance underwriting company, how they get their insurance is they go through brokers. A brokerage comes to them with these insurance cases. They work through the insurance itself, everything, the people that are going to be on insurance, the history of the company and the insurance claims, and everything into their system, and they come up with a price. There's a very long and complex way of getting down to this, and they can actually get the prices down pretty low considering. But group insurance is actually, if you get insurance through your job, you have group insurance. That's pretty how cheap it is. You don't even really notice it coming with a paycheck. I mean, You might pay $14 a month. You might pay as much as $70 a month. Depends on the plan. Depends on the on your location. Depends on a lot of factors. Everything's taken into consideration. New York, California, and Washington have made this even harder. They've actually they actually have laws now that are very prohibitive to private insurance, group insurance, anything having to do with health insurance. They have clamped down so hard. I mean, it's so hard to sell a policy from these states. Brokers, there are brokers that won't handle these states because the laws are so restrictive. They're stifling anybody from having public, private health insurance at all. Period. And these are very socialist states, ran by socialist governments, and they don't want you to have insurance in their state, private insurance in their state. They are pushing. These are states. They're pushing for socialized medicine. They're one of the ones who are wanting the Medicare for all thing. The whole. They were the ones who were pushing for Obamacare and everything. Which anytime the government gets their hands on anything that was privatized at one point, it goes to shit. Google it. Take a look. Research it yourself. I'm not going to do your homework for you. You can either believe me or you can go do your own research and find out for yourself. I'm not telling you any lies here. That's the last thing I want to do to you people that watch this. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you the truth. And so far, that is what's going on. And more states, more Democrat states are jumping into this. They're making it harder and harder for you to have private insurance. All because they're pushing for this socialized medicine. And like I explained to you before, socialized medicine, you have no choice. You do whatever the doctor thinks is convenient to get you out of there and get somebody else in. They don't care about you. They're not going to cure you. They're going to treat the symptoms and that's it. They're going to put a Band-Aid on a spurting artery. And that's going to kill the medical profession. Right now, we have a really hard time keeping doctors, period. Doctors have got a very high rate of alcoholism, stress-related illnesses, and suicide. Very high instances of that. We're going to do a video on that soon, very soon. Not the next one, but maybe the one after. And we're going to talk about the truth of medication, about medicine and doctors. I'm very good friends with a couple of doctors. They've been very open about the problems, about the things they go through and what they have to deal with. So, sorry, didn't mean to go off on a tangent. This is Friday the 13th. I'm actually feeling good for the first time in a week. And I wanted to get this video out about last night. Consider this a bonus video for the week. I didn't really intend to do this till last night when I saw the debates and thought to myself, I've seen more serious Benny Hill skits. So before I go, I want to thank the Democrat Party. I want to thank them for putting another infomercial for Donald Trump. We're going to be I'm going to keep my eye on some of this. This is funny. You can't make this stuff up. So, anyway, guys, I'll talk to you definitely next week. Bring you something really interesting, and please leave a like and a comment, please. It really does. It does my show good, and lets me know that people are actually watching this. In fact, on social media, leave a comment under this. Any interesting comments, I will be answering them. Trust me. Some of you guys out there need help. You need mental help. Trust me. I know. So, look, until next week, guys. Love you all. Talk hard. Goodbye.